Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. I almost canceled today's live. I just, I was really so affected by something that happened, and I'll share that with you more as we go into the live. And I'll share my thoughts on some things that are going on that I think we just have to address. And, I'm not a political channel, so I don't like talking politics, but there are some topics and some things that are happening right now that I think we need to all collectively address because our world, our country is changing before our eyes. And if we don't speak up and be the voice um, when necessary to speak up, I think we're going to regret it. But we'll get to that a little later. But I wanted to greet everyone. Hey, Randy, you are the first one in the house. Hello, hello. And Pamela, oh my goodness. Oh no, you haven't missed any of the live. I missed part of the live. Hey, Marta, one of my great moderators in the house, and Pamela says, "I guess I'm early instead of late." Oh, everyone's usually early for me when they're waiting on me. What can I say? And hey, Sheila, hope you're still recovering well. And everyone's saying hello. Pamela said, hoping Carol has some good news about the tiny home managers encounter. Maybe police found those people. I don't know if they have. I haven't talked to Jonathan. I just let him know. I just emailed him, made sure he knew that the video was down and that the one that he didn't want me to air that had him prominently featured, doing the tour that I had actually, it was scheduled to air yesterday. I took that one down also and instead told you guys what was going on. But yeah, it was very disappointing. It was I don't know. It wasn't alarming to me because I wasn't there, but it was extremely upsetting to me, and I'm sure it was alarming to him. And I'm just so sorry. And the fact that those individuals found him through me inadvertently makes me even more upset. But I've taken the videos down, and hopefully things are getting back to normal. And like I said, fortunately, he has the um, face of the people, had that to relay, so their face will be prominently identified in any investigations, the vehicles, the license plate numbers, and but but we're gonna. I want to talk more about things in general like that as we go on. But I again want to say hello to everyone. Hey, 63 clocks. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Barry. How are you doing? The Royal Globies. Oh my goodness. I even found my some glasses. I have all these glasses, but I'm going to put these on so I can read these comments better. Hopefully, I'm not too reflective in here. Oh my goodness, what a world of difference when I have my glasses on. Hey, Rosanny, Designs Masquerade. Hello, hello. Vaughn's on a roll, another fabulous moderator along with Nora, my dear friend Nora from Arcuda 2001 on as her Nora Keg over at Etsy. Let's see who else is in the house. Uh, uh, um, Pam said Barry, husband and I love a fine road trip. Oh my goodness. I know. It can be tiring though. Road can if you plan it right. It has to be planned right. I did a road trip in one day and this was crazy. I don't recommend it. In fact, I highly recommend against it. I had a deadline. I had to be back here. I did 12 hours driving in one day and that is just oh my goodness, I paid for it. I paid for it big time. But if you can plan your road trip and have stops and breaks and see interesting sights, it can just be a wonderful, wonderful experience. But everyone's saying hello to everyone. Hey, Miss Ned, another one of my fabulous, fabulous moderators. Uh, let's see. People are saying hello to everyone. Hey, Lisa's in the house from Outdoor Dash Travels. Uh, oh, you're at the beet harvest in North Dakota. Oh my goodness. Well, that's good. That'll help finance a good part of your year. That's whoo. Well, you'll have to be doing some broadcasts from there and tell us how it's going along and how you're doing. And maybe later on you can come up and share a little bit about what's going on and then do more on your own channel tomorrow. Um, are you going to do a live tomorrow, Lisa? Let's see. Who else? Am I missing anyone? I got everyone. I think I got everyone. Hey, Brenda Burner. Hello, hello. Sheila says, I got back from Chimney Rock, North Carolina, Bat Cave, Hendersonville. It's a 1 year anniversary. Oh, wow. Yeah. Of Hurricane Helene. Commemorative ceremony today. It's improved greatly since the first time I was there. Yeah, oh my gosh, that was just such a horrible disaster. And still, needless to say, they're suffering from the effects of that. You don't fix something that devastating in just a year. It's oh my goodness. Well, that must have been quite an experience, Sheila, going there. Hey, Caroline Hannah saying hello, CW Style 3. Oh my goodness. Janice Woolham. Hey, Janice. Hey, Liddell, one of my members. How are you doing? Oh, my goodness. So many of the regulars in here today. Vaughn says, Carol, I have an idea about who might be behind your last video. Not sure if I should say it here, maybe email you. Yeah, go ahead and email me. He got a name because some people gave a name when they made their appointment. So I didn't say the name because I don't know if that name is in fact the individuals. So I didn't say a name because I don't want to say something and have it not be that person, or even if it is that person, it's better to have the police handle it. But yeah, do email me, Vons. Um, Graham says, for the night was dark and gloomy, the toilet light was dim. I heard a splash, I heard a crash. Good Lord, he's fallen in. Oh my goodness, Graham. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Oh my goodness, that's so sweet of you to say that. Everyone is saying hello, hello, hello. But I do want to. Jojo says, I'm so sorry for the manager and hope he will. Yeah, I hope he heals from this too. He is, I'm not, he has an announcement, but I'm not going to make it right now. I'll tell you about it maybe later on as things progress, but about him personally and some things he's going to be doing and changes he's going to be making. But hey, PJ Stitchery, aka Kathy, I'm here. So let the happy talk start now. Well, we're going to have happy talk, but we're going to also have some real down hard real talk too. But and then maybe later Lisa, if she's still here, not busy over there, she can come on and share a little bit about the beet harvest. I know, I know, Nora. I'm wearing my glasses. Graham says, love and prayers to all the fellow Globies. Graham, love and prayers to your bride. How is she doing? And how is your son holding up? How's he holding up emotionally? And how is he just holding up? Let us know. I'm keeping them both in prayers that your wife has a speedy recovery from the surgery and that your son is just able to maintain his good spirits despite all that he has gone through and is still going through. Hey, little sparrow, we are living in the end times. Well, if it's not the exact end times, we're certainly approaching it. I the signs are there. More and more things are happening to say that we are getting, well, let's put it like this. We've got a whole lot closer than we've ever been, and more things are suggesting that. I know in the Bible it talked about you would have to pay, I think it's a day's wages for a loaf of bread. Well, hey, folks, we're almost there. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy. Have you been to the grocery store lately? Anyone who has knows just how absolutely insane prices are, and they're not heading down. They are going up, up, up. And with a lot of the workers out of the fields, I was seeing on a YouTube or TikTok or something the other day that a bag, a relatively small bag, like about this size of salad was $9 and something. $9. Do you believe that? So yeah, a lot of the end times things are coming to fruition, little sparrow. Hey, Christopher John. Yes, you did catch this show. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you're here. Um, uh, Sheila says that's my norm, 10 to 12-hour days. No, 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 no. I really was someone who really pushed it. I usually typically would drive no less about averaging about 8 hours a day. 8 8 to 9 hours a day. And I've just decided that I'm going to travel slower from now on and cap it at 6 hours of driving a day. 6 hours max. Get up, um have breakfast, drive for a few hours, take a little break, drive another hour or so, have lunch, drive some more, maybe see some sights. But I think 6 hours is going to be my sweet spot from now on because I found my legs were swelling, my ankles were swelling. I got tendonitis. Remember, you guys, I got tendonitis. Oh, it was terrible. So I really decided, for me, what do you guys think on road trips is the maximum number of hours? What's your sweet spot as far as the number of hours that you drive on the road? Let me know in the comments. And hit that like button. I always forget to tell you guys, but the likes do help the let me get over here. I have a mark on the wall. I've been meaning to repaint it, when I banged something against that, but one of these days I'm going to get it taken care of. But what is your sweet spot? Let me know in the comments how what you think is the perfect amount of hours to drive on a road trip. Randy, thank you, Randy, your favorite lady in Globies, one of my favorite guys for sure. Pamela says, Carol, I agree with you about the general state of things. Yes, amen. Yeah, it's we're we have crossed over a river and we're on the other side of the bank. And things on this side are going to be a lot different from things on the other side. Barry, I don't know if you mind me sharing this. I hope you don't. But Barry was telling me about a friend of his who just got a 25% reduction in his Social Security check. A 25% reduction. So I'm going to be doing some research on that. And Barry's going to do a little bit of checking for me. But I went and found out that, yes, SSI, excuse me, Social Security supplement and Social Security disability, some of those things are possibly going to be decreased by up to a third. And I don't have all the information, so I don't want to say a lot about it. I want to do more research. You know me, I like to get my facts. But from what the little that I have researched, apparently they're going to implement more. It may have been on the books before, but now they're going to really implement it more, in kind contributions, where if you live with someone or someone pays, I don't know, but if you live with someone and some other things that you receive, they're going to count those as income that will offset your expenses, and you will possibly get a reduction in your Social Security if you have SSI, you know, which is for additional income and disability. I mean, and a lot of people, my understanding, are possibly going to be taken off of SSI because they're going to be looking at the requirements and the qualifications. I mean, a lot is going on, and this is not my area of expertise. So I'm going to be consulting with people whose area of expertise it is and doing research. So before I present to you hard facts, but these are some things that I'm hearing and learning about. And like I said, one of Barry's friends had a 25% deduction. So this is frightening. This is frightening for people who are already living on the edge. I was talking to a friend just the other day, and who really anything that comes up, whether they have a car um, maintenance issue, and they have, breaks, or just regular, not a breakdown, but just regular issues, or an unexpected surgery, or something happens that they are just really up a creek. And we were talking about how this person needs to either increase two things. If you don't have enough to take care of your needs, two things need to happen. You need to either increase your income or or reduce your expenditures. Well, this person has already cut everything to the bone. There's nothing left to cut. I mean, there is nothing. So if they got a reduction in Social Security, it would be absolutely devastating to them. I mean, they're already struggling as it is. And so I'm looking for ways to help, and I'm going to. There is a way to. I think seniors and anyone could really increase their income or bring in an additional $500 a month. So I'm working on that, and I'm studying it, and I'm going to be getting with someone who's going to be kind of showing me, but I don't want to present it to you guys until I have it kind of down, and I'm going to try it myself. I'm going to actually do this thing myself before I bring it to you, and I'm going to see how it works for me, and I'm going to show you, take you along as I'm doing it, and show you, it does take some time, but, a lot of us that are retired, we have time. We have a lot more time than money, So sometimes that's not the case with me. I mean, not to say I have more money than I need. I certainly don't, but sometimes my time is so limited because of the channel and other things, my responsibilities. But I am going to try this side hustle that I think, and $500 to a lot of people would make a world of difference. But that's going to be coming up hopefully in the next month. Hopefully in October, I'm going to try this side hustle. I'm actually going to go out and do it and show you guys, bring you along, and let you see if it's a huge success, minor success, or a major flop. So we'll see. But that's coming up. So everyone's saying hello to everyone. Hey, Ava Potterfield and friends. Hello, hello. And Debbie Johnson is in the house. Little Sparrow says, hope everyone is doing well. With God is good. He is good all the time. Uh, PJ says, I found a piece of property with 13 spaces. Ooh. When my wrist is better, I'm going to have to take a road trip to see it. Wow. That 13 spaces? Woo, let me know about that. If you're not interested in it, if it's in a state that, I would be willing to live in or be in. But let me know, PJ. And if it works for you, I will be very excited and love to come out and do a video on it. But that's pretty exciting. I found one with 10 spots. I'm not sure about it though, and I'm gonna go look at it. But we'll see. We'll see. Graham says, I'm telling you, Carol, you would make a great long haul trucker. 12 hours. Whoo, I don't know. I don't know how many of those days I could have done, Graham. But yeah, I was rolling that day, really rolling. I used to when my mom was sick, and I would drive up to Oakland I'd either drive up or fly up every single week, because I had a job that I had 3 days on and 4 days off. So in those 4 days, I would go up when my mom was in her last stages of cancer. And I tell you, sometimes I would make it up to Oakland in 7 hours. 7 hours. I would stop one time for gas, and that was it. I was, whew, so but I was a lot younger then too, I could do things then that I truly can't do now. Um, uh, Thank you, Iris from Three Generations. Tap the like, you all. Yes, yes, yes. Do tap that like. Susie is saying hello. Hi, Susie Aspen. Pamela says, Randy, were you ever a fireman? If so, we go way back. Oh my goodness. Were you a fireman, Randy? Oh my goodness. Uh Sheila says Bat Cave is in extremely need. Wow. I haven't been to Bat Cave. Um Oh, for a minute, I thought you were talking about Batcave Batman. You're making a joke. Oh, I see what you need. So what are they needing, and do they have a website, or not a website, but a GoFundMe or some site that we can reach over and maybe make donations, Sheila? Let me know. Let me know. Hey, Donna Flynn, Voice and Clarity. Donna, I want to thank you for reaching out to your friend who lives in North County here, or kind of East County, who has the property. She did reach out to me. I forget her name, but she did reach out to me, and we did talk. But she was very interesting communicating with her. So you know what? I think I'm going to do a call out for anyone have 100 and some thousand subscribers. Someone must have a property they're interested in either donating or selling at a reasonable, fair price for a tiny house community. So I think I'm going to start, making that, reaching out to people, letting them know, hey, but it has to have water and power on it because I don't want to have to put all that money into infrastructure. But you guys, I have a video that's coming. I do have a tiny. I was so discombobulated when I talked to Jonathan the other day that I just kind of shut down for a little while. And my video that I was going to put up early this morning is probably not going to come up until about 4 o'clock today. So I'm going to be shutting down early so I can try and get that video up. But I do have a tiny house tour that's coming up today. And I'm telling you, it is, I love this tiny house. It's 210 square feet. Do you believe that? Who would think that in 210 square feet you could have everything? But this tiny house has everything, and I absolutely love it. It is perfect. I mean, perfect as far as I'm concerned. And I'm going to share it with you when I get it up. So share it out to everyone you know who's interested in tiny houses because I really want this video to go because I think this is the most I just love this tiny house, and I want at least 3 or 4 tiny houses with that exact layout for my tiny house community. I mean, hey, if you're gonna think big, right? But I wanna get at least I think that layout is absolutely perfect. But it's coming up after, this, live, and I'm gonna end the live probably about 20 minutes early so I can get that video up today, but, um Christopher says, that was so strange how they went after the manager. I know. I know. It was some people just hate people who live a different way than they do, that think a different way than they do, that are different from them. And you know what? That brings me in. Hey, Marianne, A, and Melody. That brings me in. Hey, Carlene. That brings me into the topic I really wanted to talk about today. Hey, Judy. Hello, hello. I miss you all, but you're back. Oh my goodness. Judy had a terrible, terrible loss, the passing of her dad. And just everyone send some prayers up for Judy. She has what a daughter she was, looking after, taking him to doctor's appointments, taking care of him, just being a wonderful daughter because both Judy's home and her father's home burned down in the Pasadena fire. So she has been through it, and then after that her dad passed. So Judy, I'm so happy to see you in here. Girl, I have been thinking about you. I reached out and you said you'd reach back, so I didn't want to bug you, but I'm glad to see you here, and my prayers are with you, and everyone send up some prayers and good thoughts for Judy and her healing journey from everything she has been through. But she did buy a or traded in her Airstream for another one. So I know you're going to be hitting the road, Judy, and hopefully we'll be taking some trips together and making some great memories. But I know you're in your healing journey right now and mourning still, and um, I just want to let you know we're all with you. But yeah, one of the things I wanted to talk about. Thank you for bringing that up, Christopher. I wanted to talk about today how the hate has just got to stop. Um, you don't have to hate someone who is different from you. You don't have to hate someone who disagrees with you. You don't have to hate someone who has different political views from you, or someone who votes for someone different from who you voted for. People have the right to their own opinions. Now, I don't agree with hateful speech or hateful opinions, but even then, you don't get to go threaten them or harm them or y- y- I keep thinking back to what Khrushchev said in the 50s, that we would destroy ourselves from within. They wouldn't have, the Russians at that time, who were our big enemies, wouldn't have to, the Soviet Union wouldn't have to fire one shot. We would destroy ourselves from within. And how prophetic his words seem now. We are at each other's throats. We've forgotten about, you know, um, people from other countries who want to come here and harm us. We've forgotten about 9/11. We've forgotten about Russia, about, um, North Korea, about other places who wish us harm. And we're going after ourselves. And our enemies are sitting back watching, delighting in seeing us tear each other down. I'm just, I'm concerned, you know, and people are leaving the United States in droves. There was a study recently, I think by, was it Learning Tree? Not Learning Tree, Lending Tree. And I think it was Lending Tree. Don't hold me to it, but I think it was. And according to their survey, 4%. Now the United States has a population of about 320 million or something like that. 4% of the people they surveyed said they were actively seeking and making plans to move out of the United States. If 320 to 350 million is an accurate population, that means 4% would be about 13 million, something like that, between 10 and 13 million people are looking to leave the United States. This is just getting crazy because of the influx into other countries of Americans fleeing our country. A lot of other countries now have imposed restrictions. They're upping the amount of money you have to earn. They're changing their visa requirements. Well, because we have changed our visa requirements for the, what's it called, HB1 or something, where you're coming over here to work. I think they said from now on it's going to be $100,000 per visa. I mean, so things are going wild. I sit back and I'm looking, and I mean, things are happening so quickly. It's spinning. I feel like my head is spinning sometimes. And the thing that happened with Jonathan was such an example of how just far things have gone, where we are, not all of us, but some people are unwilling to let people live and let live. What happened to that? Just minding your own business. If someone's not harming someone, leave them alone. Leave them alone. But I wanted to, talk about that a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, all I that's what I was trying to do, Christopher, was show people an affordable, and again, a lot of people were talking about it wasn't affordable, but for California, it was affordable. I A couple of years ago, I visited a tiny house community where the rents for the lots were around 800, 895 or something a month. That was a few years back. I recently saw an ad for tiny house community in California where the lot rent was $1,500 a month. And I talked to some young women who were living in a van in Oceanside and renting an RV space. Now, true, this may have been a few blocks from the beach, but still a van, not a big RV, a van. And their lot space for that summer was $2,200 a month. The lot space where I did the tour started at $695 a month. So for California, that was a smoking deal. plus the $695 if you're in a RV or a van, it, it included utilities. Now, where that was located, it gets pretty toasty in the summer. So your utility bill running air conditioning all the time, if you're older and in your vehicle a lot, could run several $100s a month. So basically, you're paying during the summer, if you're running your air, you're just paying a couple $100s for your lot. So when people say it's not affordable, I understand. If you live in other parts of the country, it may seem unaffordable. But then $2,200 for a studio seems unaffordable too. But that's what a lot of studios here are going for compared to maybe somewhere else, or maybe it's $800 a month. So it's all relative to where it was. But you're right, Christopher. I was trying to show people if you want to be in California, you need to be. And a lot of people have a hard time finding somewhere that will take their tiny house, will that they can move their trailer and maybe leave it and park it for a while, or that they can even go in a minivan. He was saying they allowed minivans to park there. So I was trying to show people places where they needed people who needed some place to park and to stay for, maybe months at a time in a different kind of vehicle where they could do that. But it is what it is. I'm mostly concerned that he feels safe and that he's not threatened. Um, Nora said, Christopher John, they didn't go after him for non professional reasons. They went after him because they're full of hate. Yeah, they went after him. The names that they were calling him were names because of his orientation. And I just don't even know what to say. Yeah, Carol Crane, this country is overrun with evil, but it's also has a lot of good. And I want to emphasize that too. There are people that the story of the man who jumped in the river to save a kid who was drowning and ended up losing his life, but he saved the child. I mean, there are a lot of people who do things sacrificially to help others. So there are a lot of good people. So I still believe, maybe I'm naive, but I believe the good people still outweigh the bad. It's just that the bad people are so much more vocal. And I think, and that's why I'm saying good people have to speak up against evil, have to say, no, this is unacceptable, so that evil cannot win. And sometimes it takes courage. We have a lot of people right now who are cowards and they see things going on, but they're too cowardly to speak up. And I hope I never become like that. But, I understand where it's scary and I'm not condemning people, but I am condemning people in positions of power who are like that. If you're in a position of power, leave that position if you can't, do what's right. But anyhow, Melody Hart says, pray that God comes into people's hearts and softens them. The end times are for the evil ones, not us. PJ Stitchery says, we will never know when the end time comes, so live as if Jesus is coming today. That is true. We won't know. I don't even know whether I believe in premillennial, mid-millennial, post-millennial. I don't know. I'm completely confused on that. I hope it's pre. I'm just hoping. That's all I'm saying. But, who knows? Um, Miss Net says, I agree, Arcuda 2001. They were hateful people. Yeah, some of the things that they said. Uh, Christopher says, I just want to build a safe place in Oklahoma. Seriously. I absolutely understand, Christopher. And I would go to Oklahoma too, possibly, but I have to admit, Christopher, I'm afraid of the tornadoes. I am, I, I know people say, well, California has floods and fires and earthquakes. Well, the floods, you kind of can get a warning on. The fire sometimes, although sometimes they come sweeping in. Earthquakes, no, but tornadoes just scare me. And I'm afraid to be anywhere that's anywhere close to Tornado Alley. I have to be honest. And hopefully you're not going to be anywhere near Tornado Alley, Christopher John. 63 Clock says, you're right about that, Carol Scott. TP went up $4. Oh, Scott, toilet paper went up $4 here just since last week. Have any of you seen someone was did a YouTube on coffee at Costco, a coffee that last year or maybe a few months ago was $9 is now $9.99 or something, is now $20 a can. $20. It's almost cheaper to be a senior and go get your senior coffee at a Walmart, at a McDonald's if you can find one that has 89-cent coffee. It's cheaper to get your 89-cent coffee as a senior than to make it at home. If I make a pot and it's, although I don't make a pot, I just like make a couple cups. But if I make a pot and it's too much, I don't throw that away. I save it and reheat it the next day. But then I always did that even before prices went crazy. Hey, Jackie, hello. Hi, everyone at the storage unit. Need to move it out again to the smallest unit. Rent went up. Every time you turn around, something is going up. It's just insane. It's just insane. Christopher John said, just did a show about what I bought at Walmart for $92. Now, is that the name of your channel, Christopher John? Drop a link for your channel if you can, Christopher John, so we can go over and support you. Pamela says, food, so much of the safe items are also not good for aging seniors too. We eat differently now. That's true. That's true. Hey, Tater Skins, all this high drama and hijinks going on. I know. Is it crazy or what? Vaughn's on a roll says 63. I can't do one ply nonsense. I can't either. I can't either. I like the Dollar Tree for okay toilet paper for 125. Yeah, I can't do the one ply. No, I'm sorry. No. I a couple things I have to have decent, and one of them is toilet paper, the other is paper towels. So I get my favorite paper towel is Viva. I love the Viva. But I break down, I get the Bounty at Costco when it goes on since. And every once in a while, I will treat myself. Isn't that crazy? Paper towels that treat, but I'll treat myself and buy Viva. But yeah, I buy the Charmin at Costco and I get it on sale. Whenever it's on sale, I stock up. But yeah, Barry says, are we all going to courtside in January? We could make a huge circle. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be fun. And yes, I am. And I know you are. We're already planning on meeting up, Barry. But if some other folks are, that would be fun. I would love to do that. Brenda says, my husband will drive 4 hours. It's not good to drive long hours. We are currently in Whittier. Yeah, no, it's not good to drive long. I agree. Jackie says, I drive 12 hours, daylight until dark. I used to be one of those kind of drivers, Jackie. I just can't do it anymore. I simply can't. Barry said, I got back from the max of 12 hours right now to about 5 hours. Yeah, I'd say 5-6 hours is a good number, Barry. Sheila says, I was there when Helene hit, so they found 135 collars from Lake Lure when they were dragging the lake. They just found more. I believe that one of the collars was Maggie May. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's the story that still remains untold. All the animals that perished. PJ says, touching 2 times isn't working. Touching 2 times. Okay, that's going over my head. I know you must have said something that makes sense, but my mind is about this. My memory's about this big. PJ Graham said the bride is getting better every day, but she now has a walking stick. No big deal, except I now need to take her extra reach into consideration. When making my smart comments. That's right. She's got a walking stick, so she can reach farther. So you better be careful, Graham. You better be careful. Three Generations says, yes, Barry, circle the wagons. Oh my goodness. Christopher says, I would tell nomads to be extremely careful, drive carefully. Absolutely. Hey, Lindy. Hello, hello. Lindy is getting ready for her big meetup next month. Oh, you guys are going to have so much fun. I am just looking forward to seeing all the videos and watching you guys. I hope you do some lives and show us what you're doing. Vaughn says, Barry, that would be like a mini Burning Man. Yeah, but without all the craziness, Vaughn's. Pam says 300 miles in any given day is the most for me and our Class A motor coach. Yeah, I agree. That would be the max, Pam. I agree. Hey, Liddell, I like your hour idea. Says I'd like your idea for 6 hours of driving with stops. Yeah, I just am having to do, you know, be more measured. Be more measured. Um, 63 clock says what 25 per. Yeah. Um, for SSI, that's the the additional one, the supplemental one. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Caroline says she likes driving about 5 hours today. Everyone's saying hello to Lindy. Uh uh yeah, PJ, it's called offset, yet the senators triple dip. Yeah. Those in power, well, just look at what they used to do. They nailed what's it, Martha Stewart for insider trading when they could make purchases for years on information they knew about votes that were coming up, and it was not. Come on, we all know there's a double standard here. Hey, Wanda, hello, hello. Hey, Nancy 3X. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave a. Oh my goodness, I gotta get out of here. Anyone who if Lisa's still here, if you want to come up just for a quick minute and tell us about the beet harvest. I put up a link, but you got to come up quick because I got to get out of here. I got to try and get my, oh my goodness, my video on the perfect tiny home that I love this tiny home. I just can't tell you how much I love it. So if you're still here, at least I don't know if you're still here or not. I dropped a link. You can go to the bottom of the comments, it'll be there. Nora says, where the millionaires and billionaires get tax break, hard to believe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is hard to believe that taking money away, if you're on supplemental Social Security, that means your income is so very, very low. I knew someone whose Social Security was about $500 a month. So she got a little bit of supplemental income for Social Security. But then they denied her food stamps because she got that supplemental. So taking away from people who are already living on such poverty level and giving it to tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires. Oh my goodness. Well, who else is here? Melody Hart says, I found a supplement that reduced the swelling and helped my blood pressure. It's called Super Beets. Okay. Well, yeah, beets are supposed to be really, really good for you. Absolutely. I'll look it up. I will definitely look it up. I have a jar of beets here. PJ Stitchery says, drive and find your place for the night about 3 p.m. so you can scope the place out and move if you need to. Yeah, I like to do it about maybe an hour before sunset. So, depending on what time of the year it is, an hour before sunset. So, Nancy 3X, you're right. $500 a month is nothing to sneeze at. It absolutely isn't. Hey, Toro Verde says Lake Mead is looking for volunteers to live on the property. Not sure all the details. Wow, well, thank you. Thank you. That is great, great news. Judy says, "Hey Carol, yeah, miss me coming in late, but how are you guys? We're doing good, great. We're doing good, Judy. How are you doing? That's the question of the hour. How are you doing?" Um, uh, sorry, some cooking, dinner, and listening. Okay, well, here, let me come over here real quick. Hey, Lisa.
Hi guys.
Hey,
How
so
you
tell us
doing?
what's happening with the beet harvest. Have you started already?
No, we don't start until August October 1st. We don't start till October 1st, but as you can see, we're all like kind of in the campground area. I don't know if you can see over there, but we're all in the campground
Okay.
setting up our spaces, and we have a big like get together, to meet and greet with a bunch of people. So, and Zeus is.
Now, did you ever? Do you have any people there that from last year that you knew that
Yeah,
knew or
there's a
met?
couple. There's a couple that were here from last year, so that's kind of nice that we get to reconnect with everybody.
Very
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's nice. It's for only the month, and it's a short time deal. And I just came back from Japan on Monday, and then 4 days later left for the beet harvest.
So you're gonna make bank in the month and then have that is very cool. Very cool.
Exactly, and then I go for a cruise the second week of November. So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Now when are you heading to Quartzsite?
I
Or
will
are you
be
going?
heading probably the second week of January, but I'll be
Okay,
there
now
for at least a couple months.
okay, are you gonna do any lives from the beet harvest?
Yes. Well, it's Sunday. I forgot I was driving and completely forgot last Sundays. Oh my god, that never happened. Like totally blanked it. Because I was
Okay.
driving up here, so I was like, oh man, gosh, I forgot completely forgot my life. Oh my god.
So you're gonna have one
So
tomorrow.
yes,
Why
I
don't you
will have one
introduce
tomorrow.
why don't you introduce us to some of the other folks there tomorrow in your live?
Oh, that'll be yeah. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing it on the phone, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, but
But
still maybe introduce us to some of your other folks and they can tell us where they're coming from and how, why they decided to do it. That would be kind of interesting to see the variety of people that are there.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
I mean, if
they're
you
from
want.
all over. There's some from a local that are from Minnesota, and then I mean, there's people from Texas, there's people from Cali, there's people from all over here at the
My
beet
friend
harvest.
my friend Schoolie Carroll did it when she was, I think, like 75. So I'd be curious to see who's the oldest person there doing it.
I don't know, but I mean, so far it looks like me. But it's an easy job. It really is not that difficult, guys. I mean, seriously.
Okay.
Yes, it's long hours, but it's not. I think this pay this year was 19.96 an hour. Plus, you get
Okay.
time and a half after 8 hours every day. You work 12-hour shifts, so you get 4 hours of time and a half. And then Saturday you get 12 hours of time and a half, and then Sunday you get double time.
Wow.
So it's
That would be
really
interesting to see. Okay.
yeah,
All
it's
right. Well,
really
we'll
a great little gig. So set up here, we're set up here. Whoop, sorry.
okay.
The
Well,
van's
listen,
here, Zeus is
that
here,
is
and
very cool. Well, we'll look forward to seeing your live tomorrow, and I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta go and try and get my what do you call it, my video up on the tour.
absolutely.
All right,
Bye,
so we'll see you.
everybody.
Thanks for coming up. All right, folks. I know I was supposed to end early. I didn't. I know I probably am missing a lot of people I didn't say hello to, but hey, triathlete, New York, hello, hello, hello. Good to see you back in the house. Haven't seen you in a bit. But I'm gonna get out. Carol says 78-year-old working at Walmart self-check out had her rent increased by $400. She's moved. Wow. Please pray for Patricia. Everyone say a prayer for Patricia right now. Just Lord help her to be able to make her rent and have her contact me. I would be interested in talking to her, Carol. If you could, at gloriouslifeonwheels@gmail.com, I would be very interested in talking to her and hearing about her. But if possible, Carol. But I've got to go, folks. Oh my goodness, my video is getting ready to come up, and I haven't even done any of the description or anything on it. But I love you all. I will see you next time. And anyone on here who um, had something really important, hold on to it, and I will get to you hopefully next week on the live. Yeah, downtown Gabby says civility is gone. It is. It really is. And apparently Lancaster, I missed Lancaster. I know trying to go through and say hi to some people that I may have missed. I've traveled the world. Hey, yeah, that was despicable behavior. I've traveled the world. I am going to have to get out here, but do check in a little while. I will have my video up and I am just so excited. I love, love, love that tiny house. Love each and every one of you, and I will see you next week. Stay safe, stay civil, and just hang around people that are kind and loving. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Let me see if I can't sign